Yeah, weird week for me, Tim, this past week or so. Um, I've seen more doctors in the past week than I have the past decade. So that's good and bad, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, that's called you're getting effing old.
Yeah, that's part of it. I would have rather have avoided seeing the emergency room doctor. That was not fun.
Right.
Um, my doctor is great though, Dr. DeLessio. He's fantastic. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, you're looking for somebody to see if Dr. Joshua DeLessio is taking people because he's fantastic. But then I also went and saw the eye doctor, optometrist. You know what? Things didn't really change.
Well, that's
Pretty
good.
good. Pretty good.
That means you do have to drop $600, $700, $800, $1,000 on new glasses.
Didn't have to.
That's good.
But I did.
Of course you did.
Didn't have to, but I did.
Yeah.
I might have got sunglasses too.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. That's understandable.
Whatever.
I've got a pair of prescription Oakley sunglasses too.
Yeah. I got Maui Jims.
Nice.
It's only money. Right?
Yeah. Spend it while you have it. Spend it while you're alive.
I mean, I could have spent it worse.
You could have.
I could have gave it to an aging defensive end that's never going to play for you again. Welcome. We are running through the jungle. I'm your host, Brandon Herriott, here with your host, Tim Lyons. How you doing, my friend?
What to do, brother?
Not much. Our trusted sidekick, Mr. Justin Lacey, is having some fun for the holidays. You know what I mean?
You can't call shopping fun. That's no.
Well, this time of year, I don't prefer it. I would say that I prefer it online this time of year.
Yeah, 100%.
That's one of those things that people talk about. You know, Jeff Bezos and how rich he is, and like that man deserves every penny he's got. It made my life easy. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
And he's got people doing his shopping for him.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Come on.
Austin Zart, thanks for rocking with us. As always, it can be fun at times. See,
not when you're almost 50 years old. It ain't fun. You don't even.
It is outside of the holiday. The holidays get a little wacky and whatever, but
that's true. That's true.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it when it's calm.
But when you're almost 50 years old, you have a full-time job. Yeah. You don't want to go shopping after work. And I feel for Justin today because, he's in he had to go shopping after work. So, I feel for him.
Nice. Tom Brady 7 rings says, we beat you guys, LOL, 26-20. That's impressive. Congratulations. Big Tom Brady fan, by the way. So take that.
Yeah, you are.
Tell. Hey, listen, not all the news about Michigan's good news right now, but still rep my squad. You know it. Is what it is. So, Cincinnati Bengals, man. I'm convinced they're going to win these last 4 games, go 8-9, finish 1 game away from winning the division, and get a middle of the pack draft choice that we can ruin.
Yeah, I have that feeling too. I know it's not the Joe Burrow way or a pro athlete's way just to tank and, you know, finish the season 4-13 and get us a better pick. But yeah, I have that feeling too. I have a feeling we're going to end up 8-9 and not making any playoffs, of course, and, you know, getting a mid pick. And next, you know, he's going to hold out until he gets that clause taken off his contract, and then he gets hurt in the middle of the season or the beginning of the season. Then we haven't seen him for 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yep. Sounds unfortunately too close to home, right?
Yeah.
All right. So since we've been on, we've had Trey Hendrickson have surgery.
Yep.
Burton
get fired.
Burton got let go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Hendrickson probably his last game as a Bengal, I would suspect. Correct.
That's what I'm assuming. You know, like I said on Monday from our roaring reactions, if I was the Cincinnati Bengals front office, I would say thank you, Trey, for your service. Have a good day. You know, I just don't see us. Why play this negotiation game? He's going to want more than what he's worth. You know, I know. You know, he's aging. He's getting longer in the tooth. You know, he's not Myles Garrett. You know, Myles Garrett is a freak. TJ Watt, we saw, you know, TJ Watt's having a mid-year as a $40 million a year getting paid player. You know,
he's got 22 tackles and 7 sacks.
Yeah, so he's having a mid-year. So do we pay Trey Hendrickson, who we've said, you know, for the last couple seasons now, he's got one move only, and do we pay him, give him the bag, and deal with this offseason nonsense again? If I was the front office, I'm saying no, but I'm not the front office.
Yeah, I'm saying no. I said no last offseason. I'm saying no this offseason. It's just not good investment. You see the drop off from most of those guys. Now he's dealing with injuries. Listen, Trey's been a great Bengal from from everything I could see and hear. A really good guy, good dude, right? But unfortunately, it's a business at the end of the day, and it's just not smart business.
Right.
So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. So we got some. Where do you get those autographed jerseys? I got a couple different guys I get my autographed jerseys from. I've got a couple of autographs. I think everybody has from Fanatics, but a couple guys in Michigan. I'm a Michigan season ticket holder, so I go back there, and there's Sports Zone in Livonia. That's a really good one. I don't think he's got a website. I think he does most of the stuff like on Facebook page or whatever. Tom Brady 7 Rings. If you're interested in looking at some of those Michigan stuff, that's where.
And I got my autographed Jamar Chase jersey from Whatnot auction. It's authenticated Beckett certified Jamar Chase jersey. So check Whatnot. I get all my autograph helmets from there too. So that's another good place to check.
Yeah, I get all my stuff either Beckett or JSA. So
yeah,
gotta do it. Gotta have the authentication. Unless I got one that's not authenticated. I was there. He signed it. Braylon Edwards signed it for me, and it's a personalized message, and it's never going to go up for sale. So
yeah,
whatever.
And that's the same thing with my Franco Harris. I have a Franco Harris program from when I was a kid. Went to the Pittsburgh Pirates game at Three Rivers back in the day, and I actually have Franco Harris's autograph and personalized. You know, it's personalized, and I was, you know, I know he signed it. I looked right at the guy. You know, I know who Franco Harris is. My stepdad's a big time Steelers fan, so you know, I know who Franco Harris is, and I know it's real, but it'll never get sold ever.
Here we go. KAP from KC says, should we keep BJ Hill at that price tag? I mean, what was he, 11, 13 million this year? Something like
that. Something like that, between 10 to 13. He hasn't really produced much this year, but neither has that whole defensive line besides Joseph Asai right now. Miles Murphy's looking the best he's looked his entire career as a Cincinnati Bengal. But BJ Hill, he hasn't really, I don't know. To me, he hasn't really produced. He's not having that big production. But that being said, though, is BJ Hill is getting a little bit older. I don't know. Maybe see if he can give us a hometown discount, but no. Nah, I wouldn't be paying him as much as he's getting paid right now.
Nah.
Brandon's researching, so give him a minute.
I'm looking up. I'm trying to look at Spotrac to see if he's on here.
I can look too.
But I don't find, here it is. Oh shoot, man.
No,
all right, so his cash is 16, but his cap hit was 8.6.
Mm-hmm.
His average annual salary from 25 to 27. So he's out for another year. He's coming up for another year, but his average is 11 million. So he hit that.
And how old is he? He's what? Born in 1995. Oh, so he's 30. He just turned 30 in April. I'd let him finish out his deal, and then we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's signed through 27.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Oh well, he signed through 27. So yeah, I'd let him.
He's got
I'd let
2
him
more
finish.
years.
I'd let him finish out his contract for his 2 more years, and but if he keeps declining, though, there might be a conversation with them going, hey, you want to give us a refund?
I mean, possibly. You're only gonna get $3 million back if you cut him,
right,
off of the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I would play him. I mean, at least you have a veteran presence in there in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Sign Turner this offseason.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I agree. 100%.
Yeah, re-up Turner. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. But hey, we're not to the offseason yet. We're still in season. Let's talk about this upcoming Ravens game. Just the overall view here. I was surprised. I know we won the first game, but I figured, Ravens back against the wall, blah 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 blah. The vibes right now aren't great out of Cincinnati. There seems to be some animosity if you watch some of the press conferences and whatnot. It's a little bit.
It ain't looking good.
It ain't looking good. So
no.
I was surprised that we're only 2.5 point underdog. So what was your take on that?
We're playing at home. Joe Burrow is back. But, you said we're 2.5 point underdog? Okay, 2.5 points. 52.5 over under. Woo!
And it's going to be colder than a well digger's ankles.
Oh, oh yeah, you guys are getting hit over there on the east side.
The high for Cincinnati on Sunday is supposed to be 13.
Yeah, so it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be real. Yeah, 14 degrees on Sunday. Ooh, it might be a low. I'd take the under on that one, but it's an AFC North rivalry game. You've seen what Joe did when he was in Baltimore or when he was in Buffalo. Excuse me. Joe was throwing the football. He didn't care if it was cold as balls, snowing, whatever. I can see Joe's going to sit, and he's probably, and we're going to have some drops like we did last week because that ball gets hard. So you're going to get a hard ball, and they're going to drop.
Hey yo,
hey, this ain't the homies, so there ain't no Diddy. But they might stay under. I would say it could be a under 50. What was it, 52.5 points or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But the Ravens are coming to town. Lamar's, he's got a good winning percentage in Cincinnati versus Joe Burrow. Well, versus the Bengals. We'll just put it that way. Versus the Bengals. He played sloppy in that first half versus the Steelers, but then that old Lamar kind of showed back up where he was running the football, running all over the place. But is it as cold as it's going to be?
It's tough on a hamstring.
Exactly. I don't think it's going to be. I possibility. You know what? I'm not going to give you my predictions. No, we're not going to give you my prediction, but it's going to be a good game.
I agree. It normally is. These two teams, they know each other well. It's normally a close game. Might be part of the other reason why such a tight line. Joe's played pretty well against the Ravens, even with the cold weather. You saw really the Pittsburgh Steelers, after looking pretty treacherous on offense for a couple weeks, got it going against the Ravens. We're able to throw the ball against the Ravens. DK Metcalf finally scored some points for my fantasy team, even though it was on the bench. He finally came back to play. So what are you going to do? So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a good one. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game either. And a lot of it's because they know each other so well. Now, the one thing I will say that could change that, number one, Jamar Chase gets going against the Ravens, and different ball game. So let's get into our matchups here. I want to start with our defensive side of the ball and talk about the concerns you have for us on defense versus the Ravens on Sunday.
I'm going to it sticks out like a sore thumb every Cincinnati Bengals game that we've watched. The Cincinnati Bengals we cannot cover a tight end-itis. Their tight end coverage is awful. Look, every single game we play in. The last time we played Baltimore, likely in Mark Andrews, they were getting balls. Thank God for Jordan Battle and but we cannot cover tight end-itis. That's one of my major concerns. And then my second major concern is with it being so cold, can we stop Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry had 10 rushes for 60 yards our first meeting with them. They stopped giving him the football. He was getting 6 yards a carry. If it's as cold as it's going to be, it could be a Derrick Henry kind of let's run the football. It definitely could be. Derrick Henry run the football kind of day.
I actually had the same exact concerns. Flip-flopped on the order. Okay. Number one, 13 degrees out. It can't be fun to tackle that human being.
Right.
And I don't know if you've noticed or not over the course of the season, Tim, but Cincinnati Bengals are not the best tackling team in the NFL. So that's one thing. If he makes it to the second level, Derrick Henry running right at Geno Stone. Oh man,
we're in trouble.
I'm not saying I want to see it. I'm just saying if he does truck him, I might laugh. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So I agree with you 100%, man. I think you hit the nail on the head. As far as on the outside, I think we actually match up with them fairly well. But yeah, when DJ Ivey, when he his rookie year before he got injured, I thought he was going to be helpful in that kind of matchup.
Right.
I thought that might be a Hill might be helpful in that kind of matchup. And honestly, they just haven't quite got it done. So I agree with you for sure. Tackling tight ends, that seems to be, Geno Stone sucks. Heard that. The chat seems to agree with us. Maybe KP from KC might want Stone out of the game one way or the other. But yeah, let's on the defensive side, I have seen some better things over the past couple of weeks, right?
We have.
Where does this lend it to opportunities? Maybe from what you saw a couple weeks ago against the Ravens,
Mhm.
maybe what you saw last week. Where do you think some opportunities for this matchup are for us on defense?
You know, if Al Golden draws up that defense that we had when we first played them against in Baltimore, keeps Lamar just pressure, 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 and make him look confused out there. Um, that would be a great thing. But opportunity wise, I think Joseph Asai again. I really do. Joseph Asai has been playing. We saw it last year at the last half of the season. Here's Joseph Asai the last half of the season this season. I think our opportunity is getting Joseph Asai to just bully his way back to get Lamar Jackson, get him off his rhythm, get him confused. I think that's our biggest opportunity. Of course, seeing some pressures from Miles Murphy, maybe some pressures from TJ Slayton and the defensive tackles in the middle of the field. But it's hard to really give opportunities when it comes to our linebacking core and our safety and corner part of the field, unless we're talking about DJ Turner. But other than that, I'm really saying I think Joseph Asai is our biggest opportunity.
Yeah, I agree here with Double A. Miles Murphy, Cedric Johnson, TJ Slayton. I think I sent who's this TJ Slayton guy or something like that.
Yeah, you did.
In our text chat. Like, good to see him show up.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph Asai. I've been pleasantly surprised with Cedric Johnson.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him continue development. I think it's getting pressure on the quarterback, period, and doing so with set edge, so you don't let Lamar run outside of the pocket, make him step up. Those guys in the middle have to be ready to pounce there. But with the cold weather, I don't think they're going to want him to run as much. So I think we have an opportunity there to put some pressure on him. I also 13 degrees, you should be punching at the ball. Bengals have been a little more opportunistic with the turnovers recently. I think we should be punching at the ball. I think we should be trying to force some fumbles, cold hands holding onto the ball. I'd like to see them get a little more aggressive in that way. All right, so let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Where do you have concerns for our offense as far as how they match up with the Ravens defense?
Can I honestly say that I really don't have any concerns with their offense? Can I say that? I know you want me to come up with, but I believe our offense matches up fairly well against their defense. It's been seen, it's been proven. I guess what I can say is this is my concern would be protecting Joe. Protecting Joe, making holes for the running back to get through. It is going to be cold, and we might see some kind of different defense, like versus the Ravens this week, because we already seen what they did last time. They only got to Joe once, I believe, on that week. So we might be seeing some exotic, different kinds of defenses from the Ravens. I would just say our offensive line, it would, they've been playing good football. They've been playing good football. They've been making holes for the run game. They've been protecting Joe or Joe Flacco. They've been doing a great job, but concern-wise is we've seen what the Ravens can do. They can come at you, stack that line, get you confused. You next know Joe sacked 3 times. So that would be my concern.
I agree with you. I think the offensive line's been playing better. My biggest concern is turnover. I think we need to win a turnover battle this one in order to win the game. So we got to reduce the turnovers, and also I want to find Kyle Hamilton. I want everybody to be aware of where that dude's at on every play. So those are the 2 things. Make sure we know where Kyle Hamilton is, take care of business with him, and protect the football. Offensive opportunities, I think we've got a couple of them here, Tim. Which one is your favorite as far as the opportunity for our offense to get going against Baltimore Ravens defense?
We got to run the damn football.
Ooh.
I know. I said it. We got to run the damn football. We got to give that. We got to run that ball as much as we can. We know what it can do and open up the play action. It can open up the pass game. It just opens up so much more to do instead of us sitting back in shotgun formation and throwing the ball 40 times a game. I think this opportunity, though, with it being as cold as it's going to be, running that damn football, and then next Joe goes under formation, goes under center, play action, Jamar Chase with a tutty. That's what we got to do.
I tell you what, I don't know what it is. We're starting to really get aligned here with our notes. Mine says Chase squared.
There you go.
Chase squared. That's it. That's where I think our
Chase
opportunities
Brown and
are.
Jamar Chase. Yep.
So when you get on cold AstroTurf and the guys that know where they're going have an advantage, I think these guys that are quick and can change direction and run tough. I mean, both of those, Jamar Chase and Chase Brown, not only are they quick and elusive, but they're both for, smaller statue guys when it comes to the NFL. They're both really strong and stout. Like it's not, you can't really hand tackle them very often. You got to put multiple bodies on them or make a good tackle. So that's something that I think is a huge opportunity for us. I think we're going to see a couple big plays from Chase and Chase. So, me too. Me too. Movement. All right. That's the matchup portion of this. We're going to take a quick break here from our sponsors. We appreciate you guys. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, rate, review, re-rate, review, unlike, unsubscribe, all that stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend about us. We'll be right back after these messages to go over our game day predictions, and we'll be right back. And you are back here with Running Through the Jungle. We've given you that the matchups and how we think we stack up here as far as the Baltimore Ravens matchup for Sunday looks like. But now we are going to talk about our offensive, defensive game ball predictions and our score predictions. Without further ado, Tim, you want to start on offense or defense?
Let's start on defense, but you pick first.
Going to start on defense. I pick first
because I have a feeling we're going to have the same person.
We probably want to kinda, but I'm actually gonna zig instead of zag here on you. I'm gonna go Jordan Battle.
Ooh.
I think Jordan Battle's gonna get he'll be up there top 2 in tackles for us. I think he forces a fumble or has an interception. I think he forces a turnover in this game that's going to be very important for us. So I'm taking Jordan Battle. I want you to tell me why you're going to take Joseph Ossai.
Well, it was either going to be Joseph Ossai, DJ Turner, or the one Miles Murphy, believe it or not.
Okay.
But you know what? But this week, I'm going to go with Miles Murphy. I'm going to put it into the universe that he gets a sack. He's playing great. He's going, I won't say great. You know what? Screw it. He's playing good football. He's playing great football. He's playing the best he has in his entire career in the black and orange and stripes. I'm giving it to Miles Murphy. He gets a sack on Lamar Jackson. Maybe he causes the fumble because it's so cold. Lamar can't hold on to the ball because it's so cold, and Miles Murphy causes a sack strip fumble. Miles Murphy's my defensive game ball.
Take it. Well, I'll let you run it back. You let me go first on defense, so I'm going to let you go first on offense. Who are you taking?
How many ways do you want me to put this? Like, you want me to tell you how many ways for me to pick Chase Brown because I'm picking Chase Brown? Chase Brown is the key. He's the guy. He's running the damn ball. He's going to get over 100 yards total yards. You know what? Maybe we'll sneak in maybe 2 touchdowns again this week. He had a receiving touchdown last week and a rushing touchdown he had both of them. Maybe he gets a double. Chase Brown, offensive game ball.
And I'm sticking good to what our matchup said. Chase squared, man. I'm taking Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase has a big game here. I think he's north of $130 and at least one touchdown.
Yeah.
All right. Score prediction. So Tim, I was trying to do a thing last week. I don't know if you've noticed, but every time until the Ravens, until the Buffalo Bills game, when I've picked against the Bengals, they've won. So I was trying to do a thing where maybe I just picked against them the rest of the year, they'd run the table. Because I thought my take, if Joe Burrow went 8-0 with this Bengals team in a shortened season because of injury, would you give him the MVP just for going 8-0 with this Bengals team? I think I had to make an argument about it.
That would be a great argument. It would be a great argument because if he went out there, threw a crap ton of touchdowns, only had these 2 picks that he threw on Sunday, it'd be a great argument. But of course, the NFL is going to put in that thing of the Cincinnati Bengals didn't make the playoffs, so nope, have a good day. Joe Burrow's not going to get MVP.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
Because if I'm wrong, prove me wrong.
I suppose you're not. All right, Tim. Game predictions.
You know what's funny is this? So last week is the first time that I've picked the Bengals to win since week 2. You know that?
And they did not.
And they did not win. But, I picked us to lose on Thursday Night Football against the Steelers.
Ravens?
Or
Steelers?
No, was it Thursday night that we played Steelers on? Yeah. Or was that Monday night? Anyways, I picked the Bengals to lose our first meeting with the Steelers. I picked us to lose Thursday Night Football against the Ravens.
Thanksgiving.
I've always picked them. I've been picking them to lose. I picked them to win last week because I was like, you know what? Joe Shiesty, ice in his veins, was coming into Baltimore, and we were going to win that game. I was like, I got to pick Joe Burrow. Because, he just got that ice running through his veins. Ain't no snow going to bug him. Just like I'm going to say this week. It's going to be 14 degrees in Cincinnati, Ohio. Joe Burrow don't give a damn. He don't care. So that being said, the Bengals win 31-22 on Sunday.
31-22. All right. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know why, but I think we're just due to sweep the Ratbirds. By the way, I really did. I went for a thing trying to pick against Joe Burrow when he came back the rest of the year. But I did have it teed up that I was like, there's no way you can take a bird on Thanksgiving. They're not going to win, right? A bird loses on Thanksgiving. But I didn't do that when I went with the pick against them instead. I actually think they're going to pull this one off. I actually think they're going to pull off the sweep of the Baltimore Ravens.
Sweet.
It'd be really sweet. And this may be trying to speak this into existence. I think it's going to be a funky score. I think you're going to see field goal kicking and extra points come out here with the temperature being a little bit, harder to punch the ball in maybe, and maybe miss an extra point or something weird. So I'm going to go Bengals 26, Ravens 17.
I like it.
All right. Let's see what AA has. He says, I'm reluctantly going to go again with the Bengals. Sometimes I have to question my life choices. Bengals 30-24. We usually have better luck against the Ravens, so maybe look at this one. He likes Chase Brown too. So good stuff. We appreciate you rocking with us as always. AA. If you guys have not, as of right now, what are you waiting for? Hit that like, subscribe. Get those first alerts. Get with it. Get to it. Only 2 of us today, so we're going to be a little shorter on the show, which, you know what I mean? We got our points across. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tim, I'm going to kick it over to you. Any final thoughts? Any final words?
Just like I say any other show, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you share with your friends. And I want to see you sharing with your friends. I want to see our subscriptions, our subs go up here on YouTube at least, because that's what I can see. I can't see us on the podcast side, but I can see us on the YouTube side. We're growing a little bit slower than what I was hoping for, but maybe that's because the Cincinnati Bengals are in a small market, or we're in a small market. We're a little bit late to the game, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, share with your neighbors, cousins, girlfriends, brothers, nephew, share us. We're just trying here. And of course, Brandon, thank you so much for coming on the show. You guys can check Justin and I out on Friday on the Running Through the Jungle Friday night pick'em show. And then after that, you go over and watch the Homies with Brandon Herriott.
So
what's that?
I don't know if you're aware, but the Homies also streams to Running Through the Jungle.
Okay. But anyways, I don't care where you go and watch him at. Go watch the Homies on Running Through the Jungle on our podcast right here, or go over to the Know-It-Alls, whatever the hell it is. I don't care what you're watching on, but go
Steel
watch
Curtain
Brandon,
Network.
the Steel Curtain Network, whatever the hell it is. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Hooday. Hope you have a great rest of your week.
I appreciate you guys rocking with us. Like Tim said, thank you so much. I also want to say that the most important group going into this Ravens game is the offensive line. Keep playing well. Keep that pressure off of Joe Burrow. Let's not break Burrow again. I appreciate that sentiment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just gut wrenching anytime you see him go down. So we got to do a better job protecting him. And you guys were talking about all the stuff that we need to do in the offseason. We're going to be talking about that a lot here in a few weeks. So we appreciate you rocking with us. Come back next week, same time, same channel, and check us out as we are running through the jungle.